You wake up in the morning, you feel like shit, you can't play, you don't know anything. All right, what do? We all at times feel like we're stuck. We all feel sometimes, oh, we hit plateau, we can't progress anymore, we don't know what to do. We all feel this feeling, both beginners, intermediate, and advanced players. Now, there are a few things that I learned through the years, through my time in New York, and just talking with friends, colleagues, artists, about this issue, how to get out of it. And there are a few things that I learned that really helped me and also helped some of my colleagues and friends to get out of this feeling of being stuck, and it really works. So let's check it out. I would say some of the later points in the video are also very crucial. So if you're serious about guitar and music, I would encourage you to also check these out to defeat the plateau. So let's dive in. Oh, before we dive in, actually, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. It would really mean a lot. Thank you. What do? So what I do when that happens, and it happens sometimes, I listen to my favorite artists. For example, I'll play a piece of music like this. And instead of just saying like, oh my god, this is the best piece of music, or this, instead of just being like, okay, this guy is a genius, it's insane. Instead of that, I'm going to take a piece of paper, literally, and write down a few things. Great news, we're heading to San Francisco to play 4 nights at the Black Hat. If you are around or you have friends that might be there, please spread the word. It would be very meaningful to have you there. And I'm going to write down exactly what triggered me. What is it in this piece of music that made my heart tick, right? And it could be this cool pentatonic line. Ooh, it could be the sound of the guitar. It could be the intention that the notes provoke. It could be anything that you like. It could be the vibe that he has on stage, how he like smashing the guitar. It's like, rah, great. Anything that you dig. Question: what is your ultimate guitar dream and goal that you're working on? Please drop a comment. Let's make it a community and share some information and feelings about these things. I think it's really important to talk about it and to say it out loud. It's okay. Let's do it. And I'm going to write it on a piece of paper so I can actually process it. So it's not just like this untangible genius piece of music, which of course a lot of things are amazing and beautiful, but it's not the point, because we want to actually learn from the information. So I literally will listen to a record, a video, whatever you want, and I'll try to write down what is happening there. Literally words, not transcription of the music, what is going on. And this is the first step. The second step is doing this to your playing. So I'll listen to a solo that I'm playing, whatever, I'm playing something, I'm recording, maybe I'll record on video, so I also have this like visual thing, and I listen to this, and instead of saying like, man, this is just all bullshit, instead of saying that and just being negative, which is, you know, it happens, I'll try to listen in a as much, you know, kind of like being neutral as possible, objective if you will, and I'll try to listen and see what is cool about it, what is not cool about it, what I need to work on, and what I need to take out. I'll repeat that. There are 4 columns in my piece of paper now. There's like, don't like, take out, and work on. These 4, again, and you can expand it to more if you like, but these are 4 that I like doing, and I find them very helpful, because, you know, maybe you're playing this thing and you're like, at the end of your solo, you're like, I don't know, doing this weird slide. You listen to it, you don't even like it. You know, we have the ability to edit our playing. So if we listen to something that we actually don't like and it just happens randomly, we say, okay, I'm not gonna do this again. I'm just gonna take it out. If you're interested in more information about guitar, I actually created a couple of courses that could be very interesting for you. So just have a look here and check it out. The same thing if you listen and you're like, oh, I'm playing this phrase and it's like, you know, like I can't really shift there. Every time I do that, great, awesome. Instead of saying like, wow, I'm an awful guitar player, I'm the worst musician. No, you say like, okay, great. Now I know that I need to shift from here to here and I always mess this up. Great. I'm just gonna focus on these 2 bars and figure that out. So again, these failures, quote unquote, are what helps us to actually progress, right? So we need these moments of like, what is going on there in order for us to get better. And it's important to realize that, because that's the beginning of the getting out of this plateau. Another point that is very important is to find somebody that has a better mental image than you with what you're trying to do. What I mean by mental image is basically somebody that knows more about the subject than you. And it could be anything. It could be swimming, running, biking, playing guitar, singing, whatever you want. It could be your friend, it could be your colleague, it could be a teacher. Now, it doesn't really matter what it is, you just need somebody that sees the light more than you. And find this person and maybe take weekly lessons with them. Maybe they're in your town, maybe they're online, whatever it is. Just find somebody that you can actually talk about the stuff, process information. Don't be afraid of taking lessons. It's great. I always take lessons from everybody I can. I'm obsessed with this because I like learning anything, singing, guitar, drums, anything. I want to learn. So the process of learning is really important, and being open to that is a very important point. Document the process. So again, our perception changes. Sometimes we feel great, sometimes we feel awful, and sometimes it's nice to say like, oh, you know what, I'm going to practice the next couple of weeks on this thing, and I can document, okay, I'm starting this, whatever, I'm trying to play A minor pentatonic on, in this position, and I'm trying to do it in 40 BPM. Great. And maybe in a few months my goal is to get to 65 BPM, for example. So document the process and write down so you actually know what you're doing and what you're working on. So it's not just like randomly you pick up the guitar and you hope for the best. Again, it depends on your intention as well. If you just want to play a couple of chords, it's cool, but I'm assuming that if you're here and you're feeling stuck, you're actually trying to work on some stuff and it's like not clicking yet. So having some points of reference of what you worked on the last couple of days, the last weeks, would really help to give you a true assessment of what you're actually doing and working on and how you're spending your time. Learn a new song. Sometimes I used to feel like, I don't want to learn a new song because I still don't know this one well and I don't want to do. No, take a new song. Take a song you always like. Just check it out. Listen to it. Transcribe the melody. Learn the chords. Just take your time with it, but learn new pieces of music. Whether again, it's a Bob Dylan song, it's a jazz tune, whatever it is, just like learn new information. It's okay. We don't need to every time know everything about each song. It's okay also to keep going and learn more information, and the quantity can become a quality to itself. This is a big one. So when we practice and we feel this plateau, oftentimes it's because we're practicing the same thing and we say like, oh, I'm trying to play the scale faster and I'm hitting this wall. Well, so don't try to play the scale faster. Maybe you need to sing the scale. Maybe you need to play it on one string. Maybe you need to write a song utilizing this color. So just doing the same thing and trying to say okay, I need to play it in 180 BPM and then 182. Well, it's not always the useful thing. So when you hit a plateau with a certain subject, it's a very good idea to move to a new subject. Because again, I talked about it before, but just music is this ball of light, of beautiful, beautiful light. And the more we see it from different angles, the more we know. So don't try to just kill it the same thing. Just say, okay, I got better at this and now it's plateauing. Great, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna learn some chords, I'm gonna transcribe some songs, I'm gonna do whatever it is you wanna do. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna play piano, anything you want. And then I'm gonna come back to it in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, maybe in a year even. So you don't have to just keep going with everything step by step. It's not really the way it works. Go see music. We're talking about guitar, we're talking about sounds, and the live aspect of music is huge. So I feel in order to actually also process whatever it is, rock, blues, jazz, funk, fusion, you need to see music. So just hanging at home and watching videos or listening, it's great. But also seeing the cultural aspect of music and hanging out, feeling the energy, feeling the bass moving the air around you. It creates, I feel, a very strong emotion and connection to the music. So I would really encourage us all to go see as much music as we can, because I do feel that we remember these events stronger than just checking out a concert online. So nothing against concert online, but just please go see music, do the thing. Music to me is a social thing. So I would really recommend, in order to get out of this plateau, is also playing with people. Make a point to meet and hang out with people. And again, they can be beginners, amateurs, they can be pros. I make a point to play with people as much as I can. Sometimes it's gigs, sometimes it's shows, sometimes it's just rehearsals, sometimes we'll practice music together. All these things for me are happening on a daily basis, and I make a point for that, because if I'm not playing with people, I'm not happy, literally. So I think it's really important to kind of make these engagements. And I know maybe you have a job and you're busy with other things as well, but I believe that music is important for you. So just say like, okay, maybe once a week you meet up with your buddy, but you plan it in advance. So just really take your time and think about it, because you have the control over your own schedule and time. I know there are engagements, but it's still your time. So if you care about this thing and you feel strongly about it, I would really make a point to literally play with people. Another thing that really helps me and a lot of people I know is deadlines. So, booking a show, deciding that, you're recording an album, deciding that you want to write a piece of music. It could be a house concert, it could be anything, but just like making up deadlines and some things for yourself to create for is helpful. Again, not for everybody. Some people write every day, amazing. I don't write every day, but I do write. And sometimes when I have this like, album or release date or show or festival or tour, I'm like, okay, I need to get this thing done, and then it kind of moves me even stronger. So sometimes it's nice to create these deadlines or some lines for creation for yourself, and it's sometimes can be arbitrary, but it still works. So just like think about it as a part of the process. And lastly, I think knowing that everybody is in the same boat. We all feel sometimes that things are going great and sometimes they're not, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's like, the process of learning is what I cherish the most. And I think if we eventually are able to kind of commit to the process of learning and really trying to internalize the information in a truthful way as possible, I think then a lot of goodness will come out of it. That's how I see it.